Hello, and welcome to becoming a embodied woman. And I'm super excited to share this course with you specifically because of the fact that this is everything that I have learned in the last 7 years of living, everything I've learned over the 27 years of my life. And just giving you like the real, raw, acoustically aligned version of me. And so being able to share this with you, sharing my truth, sharing my story, and sharing my tips and tricks on how I have became a embodied woman and sharing that with you so that you can become the most gorgeous, embodied, fully expressed woman yourself. So for those of you that don't know me, I am Cheyenne Williams. I am a certified holistic trauma specialist. I have a bachelor's in psychology. I've gone to grad school. I've worked in psychiatric hospitals, prisons, probation. I've done outpatient services, inpatient services. I've done the whole thing. I've been in the mental health field for 10 years. And the one thing that I truly hated was the need to have to keep our patients sick in order for us to get paid, the need to have to put labels on somebody in order for us to get paid. And that didn't really resonate with me. It didn't really resonate with my values. I have my own traumatic experience that I'll kind of dive into a little bit later. I have my own mental health issues that I was overcoming as well. And so, kind of having my personal experiences and then seeing it from a professional point of view, there was a lot of like colliding with what I really wanted and where I was going to go. And so what I did is I ended up diving deeper into the holistic health field. And I learned that through the everyday necessities, I was able to actually live a life that was sustainable, actually able to live a life that I truly loved, that wasn't motivated off of medication and all of these other experiences that I felt. And so, what I want to share with you today is not so that I can have the empathy or the, oh my gosh, she did it. That's so amazing type of feedback, but for you to actually be able to see that what is possible, right? Being able to see that you can actually reclaim your personal power. And that's what we're going to dive into today. So I hope you're ready. I hope you have your notepads because we're going to get juicy. We're going to get all the secrets today. And we're going to deep dive. We're going to deep dive right into the deep end of sexual, sensual, self love making. And you're going to get fucked open by life. So, what I want you to realize is that being a woman is truly a superpower, right? And that is one thing that the world constantly wants us to not be able to recognize is that we live in a man's world, but ideally, like women lead, the feminine energy leads. And the reclamation of our internal being is everything that we are striving for in life, right? So, this reclamation of internal power is having everything in your life and not needing the external validation, having the conversations that don't make sense, having the people in your world that want to be by your side rather than above you or beneath you or always in competition with you, right? And so, this next level of yourself that I want you to start to dream about and manifest into your reality is going to be next level in all areas. It's going to be next level in your parenting. It's going to be next level in your relationships, in your business, in your family, for your personal self, in your sex life, whatever it is. It's not just the trauma. It's not just overcoming your adversities and overcoming your challenges, but really creating that undeniable self love that you crave. And so, as I start to dive into today, I want you to really kind of see womanhood or the world as this ecosystem, right? We all have power and purpose, which makes us equal and different. And that uniqueness is our power. That uniqueness is what we are supposed to bring to the table. But so often we get caught up in being in this competition with the woman next to us or in competition with our siblings, in competition with being better than the person we were yesterday. And we forget that we are all here to be equal and different. We are all here to be unique. We are all here to be one beautiful puzzle piece for the bigger picture. And that is the important message that people have to understand, is that we need to stop measuring up, but truly be in empowerment, right? Embody the power that you have, crave the power that you have. And I challenge you to show up authentically the way you are in this world, not the person you think you need to be. So if that means you showing up with no makeup on, your hair tied back, sweatpants on, like, okay, do that. Show up authentically. Don't show up with the expectations of you having to be somebody that you're not, somebody that you aren't comfortable being. If you don't want to get dressed for a day, don't get dressed. If you want to walk around as you put wearing like a hot mess, look like a hot mess. And I also want you to change your verbiage. Change the way you speak about yourself. Change the way that you look at yourself. Right? We praise women and laugh when women degrade ourselves for the way we look. Oh, I look like a hot mess today. Oh, this is just the mom look. You know what I'm talking about? Where you got the coffee, the messy bun, you're in your pajamas with stains all over it, right? Like we constantly praise women on degrading ourselves when we really need to be praising them for giving themselves compliments. When was the last time you looked in the mirror and said, oh my gosh, I fucking love you? When was the last time you looked at yourself in the mirror and was like, you are beautiful? You're so sexy. Anyone would be lucky to have you in their life. But I promise that if I was to tell you guys to drop 5 things that you want to change about your body or about yourself or about your life, you guys would be able to do it like this. And we need to be able to praise ourselves in that exact same fashion. So ask yourself, what will it be like to be in your feminine energy? What will it be like to live life as sexual as you possibly can? It's not just about waking up and having sex and orgasms and all the things, but living a life that is truly embodied means you live in union with your feminine and your masculine. You give yourself permission to relax, to be creative, to sit down on the couch and binge watch your favorite Netflix show without any guilt. You give yourself permission to look at the world the way it should be looked at, which is through sensuality, your emotions, your depths of your inner wisdom and your inner soul is what drives the universe. And it's up to you to give yourself that permission to be able to tap into it so you can learn how to handle it, so that you can learn how to become a fully expressed woman, being able to communicate her needs, being able to get her needs and desires met with ease, being able to express the sadness, the anger, the rage without any guilt or having to apologize. We believe that we need the system, right? We believe we need a system. And what if that system is just you? What if that system is just you waking up every single day and living in your truth? Living a life that you want to live by, being selfish. I know. I told you to be selfish. Yes, be fucking selfish. And if you're a mom, be selfish. I have 2 kids. I'm pregnant with my third. And like the most selfless thing I can do as a mother, as a partner, as a business owner, as a career woman, as a daughter is to be selfish and to live a life that lights me up, because when I'm lit up, everyone around me is happy. And what if I told you that the frequency of truth is the most powerful thing? The frequency of love is the most powerful thing. But you have to be able to love yourself the same way you love your kids, the same way you love your partner, the same way you love your job, the same way you crave for wine on a very chaotic day. The same way you love your favorite food and every time you eat, you're like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. You have to love yourself that same way. And when you love everything about you, when you love your entire truth, you are living a life at the highest frequency of the universe. We're all perfect. We're all perfect. You are perfectly made to be you. I am perfectly made to be me. So, how happy can you be with your own perfection, with the perfection that you have right now? Life is about achieving your desires, not performing authentical practices. And what I mean is doing the things you think you need to be doing because it's authentic to you. No, it's about achieving your desires. So, what do you want more of in your life? Clarify your more. Have you ever been in a situation where you're like, oh my gosh, like I am never satisfied. Why do I always want more? I'm having the perfect job, the perfect partner, the perfect family, the perfect, like I live in the perfect state, but you still want more. You're not satisfied. Something's missing. That something is you. That something is marking off all of the things that fit in the tiny checklist that you think you need to have to be perfect, when in reality, you're not really achieving your desires, your pleasures, your needs, your wants. So spend your life by achieving your desires, your needs, no one else's. And stop performing to the level you think society needs you to perform at. Where did all your truth come from? Where did all the stories that you've created about yourself come from? The lies, the limiting beliefs, the I need to be successful. I can't have kids because I want to be successful. I have to marry the perfect guy with the six-figure income to be successful, to be happy, to be taken care of. Right? I need to be in the Instagram perfect relationship with the Instagram perfect lifestyle, with the Instagram perfect business. Where did that come from? Because that's not the truth. That's not reality. Those aren't your desires. You did it to yourself. You did that to you. And women, we do it to each other all the time. Oh my gosh, so and so flew on a private jet today. Oh my gosh, I wish I was able to. Oh my gosh, why am I working and being at this business longer, but like I'm not successful? No one wants to buy from me. But so and so has the perfect Instagram following, so she's able to do it. Oh my gosh, so and so has such pretty hair and the perfect body and the perfect family. We're constantly in competition and comparing ourselves to the world rather than looking inwards, rather than looking in ourselves, rather than looking in our internal truth. And then we wonder why we're always stressed out, always have anxiety, always wanting to be better, always wanting to do more, because we're never enough. And we've been taught this since we were little. In order to be feminine and beautiful, you have to be quiet, you have to be obedient, you have to have the perfect hair, you have to wear makeup. If you're young and beautiful, you're sexy. If you sleep with too many people, you're a hoe. If you talk back, you're disrespectful. If you have boundaries, oh my gosh, you're a bitch. And why? We've been taught this ideal image of a woman and how it is to be feminine from childhood, from our parents, which is generational trauma. And then we wonder why women hate to be friends with women. Women hate to be in rooms with other women. And we see women who are feminine have what we want and we get jealous. We have hate because they have what you don't. We're always comparing ourselves without realizing that we have to be anything that we want to be. We always have to win. We all have to win. Try to tell yourself that. We all have to win. We all win at the end of the day. And the more different you are, the better you are. The more unique you are, the better you are. The more polarizing you are, the better you are. So it's time to take everything that we were taught and everything that we were compared by and with and for and erase it, remove it, release it from your body. I truly believe that what is missing is the honor of womanhood, the honor of being a woman, the love to be in your feminine energy. We constantly feel like we don't belong because we were taught to be nice. You got to be the good girl. Big girls don't cry. You have to be submissive. You have to share. You have to apologize. You have to cater. Do what you're told. And as parents, and I'm speaking for myself because, like I said, I have 2 kids. As a parent and your parents have bandwidth that dictates our children's emotions. We dictate our children's emotions. Your emotions were dictated by your parents, which makes it no longer about you, no longer about the child, but about them. They don't want to deal with it. They don't have the bandwidth to deal with the emotions, to deal with the feminine energy. So what are they going to do? They're going to put it in a box. They're going to keep you in a box. They're going to keep you contained because they don't have the time or the patience or the bandwidth to handle it. I don't have time for this. I don't have energy for this. How many times have our parents told us that? Oh my gosh, my mom still tells me that to this day, and I'm 27 years old. Like, you don't have the time for me to cry. You don't have the time for me to express my emotions. You don't have the energy to deal with my anger right now. Do my feelings not matter? And then we ingrain that. We repress those beliefs and they go into our subconscious playground and they sit there and they rewire our brain chemistry for us to believe that our feelings don't matter, for us to believe that we can't cry. We're weak if we cry. We don't know how to fully express how we're feeling because no one took the time to listen or to teach us. There's a lot of gray areas that are missing between the nice and being strong. So I want you to close your eyes right now. Close your eyes and envision yourself as this beautiful, gorgeous volcano. However you imagine it, be this amazing, perfect picture volcano with all the flowers, all the animals. There's a beautiful village underneath you. And the lava inside is hot, is boiling. That's your internal flame. It's gorgeous. It's beautiful. It's so amazing to look at. But oh my gosh, if it erupts, it's going to be destructive. Now feel how you're feeling right now and try to pinpoint where that feeling is. What feelings are coming up as you envision this volcano? As you envision this beautiful lava that is beyond destructive. And when you feel those emotions, when you feel those feelings, when you've pinpointed where it was located, I want you to open your eyes, come back to reality, and ask yourself, were you told to be a mountain? To where you zoom out and all you see is the volcano, but it looks like a mountain, so no one knows it's a volcano. So were you told to be that picture perfect volcano from the distance, where you see all of the gorgeousness, all of the beauty, all of the raw and the harmony and the fluidity of nature? Or were you told you were a volcano with beautiful emotions that could be destructive if you don't contain them? Now, I want you to ask yourself another question. At what point in your life was your lava, was your emotions, was your internal flame destructive? Have you ever been in a moment in your life where you allowed that lava to just boil up, boil up, boil up, boil up, boil up, and then it just erupted, and everyone around you got the wrath, got the dragon of you? And what happened? Were people scared? Did they call you a bitch? Did they say you're overreacting? And did you feel guilt? Did you feel shame? Not welcomed? I want to tell you that your fire is part of your magic. Those emotions are part of your magic. And we've been taught to contain them. We've been taught to never let that lava explode. But what if I can tell you, you can learn how to allow the lava to flow over without the destructiveness, without the damage, without the guilt, without the shame, without the feeling of not being welcomed? It is time for you to make peace with the fire, to educate yourself and to educate the world around you on how to handle her, on how to handle you. It doesn't work to just pretend your whole life and then tell yourself that you had a moment where you overreacted. It hasn't been working. If we try to contain who we are, you will never discover who you're actually meant to be. Mm. Mm-mm-mm. That was good. That just like channeled through me. But I need to say that again because that is giving me full body chills. It doesn't work to just pretend your whole life and then tell yourself you didn't mean to erupt. And if you try to contain who you are, you will never discover who you are meant to be. You have to learn how to handle the emotions correctly, how to express them correctly, how to communicate them with ease. How do you expect to evolve in this world if you haven't learned you, if you haven't loved you, if you don't know how to take care of you? What's unfair is that we were taught how to handle everyone around us, but no one taught us how to handle ourselves. And you want to know the secret? If you learn how to handle you, if you learn how to love you, how to care for you, you can then teach others how to love you, how to respect you, how to caress you, how to be there for you, how to hold you and provide space for your emotions. That competition that you've been living in is keeping you from evolving. And I'm here to tell you from personal experience and being in this space right now that womanhood is fucking extraordinary. If it wasn't there, wouldn't be a reason to try to tame her. If women weren't powerful beings, the world wouldn't try to make this a man's world. This is the emancipation of feminine embodiment. This is what it means to become an embodied woman. And instead, society sees it as they're different than us. She has something that we don't have or that we don't understand. Have you actually ever been in a room where you walk in and you just felt the womanhood? You walked in and you're like, oh my gosh, like there are so many badass women in here. Like, yes. Belonging is something you bring into the room with you. It's not what you were taught. Showing up in confidence, knowing that you deserve to be there and you belong there is what it means to bring the whole damn table to the room. So imagine a world where you walk into that room and you're just like, yes, there is other women here. Thank God for all of the gorgeous goddesses. And this is what I teach inside Vixen. We're going to deep dive into the emotional intelligence, into the communication, into the sexuality, into the embodiment practices of what it means to be a woman. I'm going to teach you how to claim your fire, how you can be kind and strong and nice and assertive, how you can learn and love your shadows and your fire. And I'm going to show you when and how to use your fire and your emotions and your shadows appropriately. There is nothing stronger than a person on this earth with a weapon and chooses when and when not to use it. So if you're ready to go from victim to empowered, the energy of I am, the life where every day is a full body orgasm, then Vixen is for you. My world is for you. And if you have any other questions, feel free to email me at hello@theacousticuacademy.org, or you can slide into my DMs on Instagram at _Cheyenne Williams. But it is time to hop on this train as we emancipate womanhood. I look forward to connecting more with you.